Good morning, everyone. How are we all? Welcome back to Reconnect TV, episode 40. I'm just going to wait for a minute while people get logged in so that I can see people are watching, and then we'll get into the content. So I really wanted to talk to you today about how we need to be thinking and feeling right now to not get bowled over by fear, and 3 quick steps that you can take that will help shift you out of a state of fear to one being in a state of abundance. Now, for those of you who may be joining me for the first time, hello! My name's Faye and I am the spiritual geomancer, and I largely work with female entrepreneurs, and I help women create lives of health, wealth and abundance. And I do this by helping women to tap into the quantum, electromagnetic and all sorts of fields of energy that are present in their environment. We talk about energy a lot nowadays. Oh, you know, my energy is really high. I connect to energy. What do we mean by energy? It's not this one thing. There's energy in my phone. There's energy in the electrical wiring of my house. There's my energy levels. There's my physical energy levels. You know, there's my vibe. There's energy out there everywhere. The very air around us is filled with energy. It is not empty space. And I teach women to tap into the energy in their natural environment so that we can harness this energy. And it's this energy that manifests matter, that creates our reality. So when we can tap into this energy in meaningful, productive ways that we can then implement correctly in our lives, then we can create a life of health, harvest and abundance. The 2 founding principles of geomancy, which is working with this natural energy of the world and the wider cosmos, those is health and harvest. That's what we're there to create. Healthy people, healthy environments, healthy relationships. And through that, we create harvest. Now, in ancient times, that harvest would have been healthy animals, healthy crops. Nowadays, our harvest comes through our work. It comes through creating an environment that gives us money, wealth, travel, opportunities, all those kind of things. Okay, we're in a difficult situation at the moment, but the principle of creating an environment of health and harvest is really, really valid right now. This is what we should be doing. We should be working with these energy fields in nature all around us, because then we can create an environment in which we are healthy and we can still work, we can still bring that abundance in. My business has actually gone up during this crisis, and that's all to do with, partly to do with what I do, but I think people are opening up spiritually. Oh, hi Jay, hi Ola, I see people are in now. I can see eyes, I just couldn't see who was watching. I'm sorry if I've missed you, people have just flashed up. So I wanted to talk to you today about moving from a place of fear to moving into a place internally of abundance. I'll just pick up my notes because I've left them where I can't see them. So our biggest obstacle right now to achieving health and harvest is our mindset. Now, so many people now, understandably, are in a state of fear, anxiety and isolation. We're worried about our income. You know, you may have lost your job. You may not know if you have a job to go back to. You might be working at the moment, but how long is that going to continue? You know, there are maybe measures in place in your government to support you, but how long is that going to continue? As a member of my family going to be ill, we all have people who are vulnerable. I do in my friends and family that I'm concerned about. You know, so it's natural right now to feel anxious. It's natural right now to feel scared. You know, welcome to the human world. It's good that you are in touch with your emotions, not disconnected from them. So it's very easy right now though to be waiting for outside solutions. So we can do, let me start again. Our mindset, how we are thinking, and in fact then how we are feeling, the 2 things together is the one big obstacle we have really to feeling good right now. It's so easy to slip into this, oh God, doom and gloom mentality. And it doesn't matter what skills you've got, what high performance habits you've got. If your mind isn't in a good place, if your emotions aren't in a good place, all that will mean nothing. It'll crumble around you. So, and it's really easy now to get sucked into the outside world, this world of fear. And we're often waiting for some solution for outside ourselves. We're now waiting for the government to take action. We're waiting for the experts to tell us what to do next, or that they have a cure, or whatever it may be. We're waiting. We're waiting for the virus to end. We might be waiting for your lockdown to end. You're waiting for things to get back to normal so you can go back out and do all your stuff again. But we're waiting, and we may never get back to normal. You know, the world is changing. There are many people who are feeling actually relief to get off the rat race, to get off the hamster wheel, and saying, do you know what? The environment is recovering. There are many benefits to us living a completely different life, and I wasn't happy on that rat race. So right now, people are taking that moment to breathe, because nature is telling us to stop and slow down. The world herself has gone, do you know what? You just need to stop for a bit. You know, maybe collectively we've manifested this to, oh, hi, Wendy. You know, maybe collectively we've manifested this to make us all slow down. Who knows? Who can say? But how we deal with this challenge right now is going to be crucial for our development. And one of the key things, and I shared this with my group the other day, but I thought it was worth going through again into the people who aren't in my group, but who follow me on my business page. So as I say, we're waiting really for outside solutions now, but we need to be making decisions internally, inside of ourselves, not waiting, because this is our chance to rise up now. This is our chance to follow our soul's path. You could, you know, right now, actually, if you're dealing with the right problem, is a great time to start a business. You can maintain your business if you do it right. You can even scale up your business if you do it right. It's all about the level of pitching. But you will not be able to do any of that if your mind isn't in the right place. You may hear my cat meowing shortly because he's very loud and likes to shout a lot. So step one of dealing with your mindset right now is to think about, who do you want to be at the end of all this? When all this is a memory, when we've got through it, and we will get through it, when we look back, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that stepped up, that rose up, that showed up with leadership? Or do you want to be the person that sat on the sofa every night, binge watching Netflix, drinking alcohol, shouting at your family because you cooped up together, so frenetically worried about health and money that you've gone into this downward spiral? Is that how you want to look back at this period? Or do you want to look at it as in, my God, you know, that was the moment when I stepped up. That was the moment when I took control and gone, I'm not dependent on the government, on outside forces for my reality. My thoughts create my reality. And I talked earlier about the energy in our environment. That energy responds to our thoughts. This is how quantum manifestation occurs. When we think, we create a field of energy that emits from our body. I'm very fortunate I can see these field of energies with my eyes, 3D. Now, if we do that in a negative way, what we create is a negative environment. If we do it in a positive way, what we do is we create a positive environment. Nature responds to our inner voice. It responds to our subconscious mind. It responds to how we really feel, the bits of ourselves that we don't want anybody else to know, our insecurities, our self-beration. That's what creates our reality. So this is why self-love is so important, and this is why coming out of a fear state is so important for how we move forward. So if that rings true to you, you know, give me an emoji, give me a heart, you know, let me know, how are you feeling right now? Are you in a fear state, or are you in a, do you know what, this could be a really good opportunity? Because as an entrepreneur, you know, entrepreneurs are there to solve problems. We get paid to solve problems. And out of the biggest challenges arise the biggest opportunities. Now, right now, this could be the moment for you to get off that hamster wheel that you're trapped in of, I'll go to work, I've got a mortgage, I've got car payments, I've got this, I have to go, I have to be productive all the time. Do you want to live like that for the rest of your life? Does that sit true with you? It didn't sit true with me, which is why I became an entrepreneur, because I've always seen energy all my life. I thought, do you know what, if I don't be true to that, if I don't help people with that, if I don't help them connect to this energy, I can't teach people to see it, but I can certainly teach people to connect with it and implement it correctly, so that they're able to change their reality. So what do you want to do with your life? But you won't be able to create that from the fear set. So step one is to think, who do you want to be at the end of all this? How do you want to come out of this situation? And as I say, you will be feeling scared and anxious, etc. right now, and that's fine, because we're all only human. But it's important not to give in to that. It's important to pull yourself up a little bit and go, oi, stop thinking like that. That's not helping. And you can talk to yourself like that. You can be reasonably firm with yourself. That's not self-berating. You're just saying, do you know what? You're being a right negative Nancy. Pull yourself together. So, and this situation is unique. It's like nothing else. I'm doing a very creative photo 3. Yeah, pivoting your business. Pivoting your business is so important right now. I'm actually going to be talking about that in my group tomorrow, about pivoting your business, because it really is. Because I haven't always just seen energy. I also used to be a project manager and business development manager. So it's about pivoting that messages. So my group, Divine Feminine CEOs, if anybody isn't a member, it's not just about the spiritual stuff, the woo stuff, the quantum stuff. I also help women create businesses, price businesses, and all those kind of things as well, because you have to marry the two. You can't just all be spiritual and go, oh, I'm going to create a lovely spiritual business. How? Are you doing it online, face to face? Do you know how to build a funnel, email systems, all those kind of things? They all have to be done as well. So, so right now, but like I said, this situation is unique. It's like nothing we've ever experienced. It's not like a war where we would be encouraged to go out and support our local businesses and get stuck in, and we would all be social and rallied behind this cause together. It's not like a natural disaster, because it's worldwide. We're all experiencing it together. And we are now isolated. We've got to stay away from each other. And thank goodness we've got things like Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, and we can talk to each other. We've got Zoom to talk to our clients on and all those kind of things. So thank God for this technology, because it means we can all still function. And it means that those of us who have online businesses are now able to actually thrive in this situation. And then we can, we support our clients. We support them in getting their lives back on track, which supports the economy, which, we are needed. So step one, as I say, is to think about who you want to be at the end of it. And then step two is to shift your mindset. So to step out of that fear is to think about, when I want to be, where do I want to be at the other end of it? So there's that image of myself. I want to be doing this, X and Y. What skills do I need to get there? What do I need to learn? What can I learn comfortably at home right now? Because there are loads of courses online, so my own included, that I can learn. I need to learn now. I can take this opportunity to learn, to grow, to develop. It might be that I want to learn a new language. It might be that I want to learn how to be vegan. I might want to learn how to fit a kitchen. I want to go deep into meditation. I might want to be yogi. I might want to learn with Faye about connecting to the energy of abundance that's in the natural world all around us. Faye, how do I do that? Great. I can show you how to do that. It's not hard. I don't have to sit on a yogi mat for 15 hours a day. It's quite easy when you get the hang of it. So it's like, what skills do you need to do? And then you need to take action on those skills. You need to decide what you need to learn. How am I going to do that? Because, don't think the money hasn't evaporated from the economy. It's still there. It hasn't suddenly been burnt in great big piles. Money is still there, but it's our perception of it that's changed. So what people are doing is they are now spending on things that are not, they're not going out for meals. They're not doing those kind of things. No, but they're spending money right now on developing themselves and learning skills. They're spending on, doing up their home, looking after their family, learning neuro-linguistic programming so they can create better relationships in the home with their own family. Because we're all cooped up together. People who aren't used to spending 24 hours in the company of their partner or their children and are experiencing that joy when they don't normally. And people need to learn how to, to handle that situation. So people are spending money. They're just spending it now based on the situation now. And you need to speak to your clients in that way. It's no good still carrying on as if it's business as usual, because it certainly isn't. And everybody is affected. Everybody is affected. the amount of money people are affected by is all relative. You know, if you're a multimillionaire, you've lost multi-millions. If you only had a job that only brought you in £700 a month and you've lost that, it's relative. We're all, you know, people are feeling anxiety, isolation, and they're feeling all these feelings, worry. We're all feeling that. It doesn't matter what's, you know, the feelings are the same through everybody. So bear that in mind. You know, that's where you need to be speaking to people. So our mindset at the moment wants to be fearful. Because we fear for our family, our friends and our businesses, but we need to shut that down and we need to focus on innovation. And that's where focusing on your mindset and then your skills and taking action, that will allow you to innovate. So focus on the innovation. So I'd say people are at home, the money didn't evaporate, they're just spending it on different things. And through this great challenge, there is great opportunity. But I say we need to step into that mindset. So step one is to think about who you want to be. Step two is really to think about innovation. You do that through working out what skills you need and taking action to achieve that and to acquire those skills or knowledge or whatever it may be. You've got to realise this is a scary situation for everybody. And then the third step, when I can get to my notes, is to really look at how fear can hamper you so that you don't give in to it. And this is particularly about showing up if you've got businesses. Now, right now, we can be feeling fear and we can be going through all these worst case scenarios in our head about, oh God, I'm going to lose my business and I'm going to lose my home. I can't pay for my card. We can have those worst case scenarios. But if we look at it, chances are, you know, that isn't going to happen because governments are putting measures in place on finances, mortgage breaks in car payments, you know, all those kind of things are occurring. And we're all in this together. You know, if nobody paid their mortgages in this country, we can't evict everybody. You know, we can't suddenly make a company homeless at the end of a crisis, can we? You know, it's just not going to happen. So you've got to bear in mind that, you know, these fears a lot of them are ungrounded. And fear isn't necessarily valid. Fear can lie to us. So it's important not to go down that rabbit hole. So right now, with regard to showing up for people, what's more important to you? Your fear that's holding you back or your calling to deliver to your clients, support your family, follow your spirituality or your faith? What's most important for you? Your fear or going out and creating something? Because if you're letting your fear take control, then your mindset really needs to shift because you can't show up for the people that you want to help. Now, the fear is valid and we need to acknowledge it. As I say, we need to sit with it for a minute, but fear can lie and needs to be mistrusted because it can take you down a rabbit hole that actually all these terrible things are going to happen out there in the future. And the future is not set. The future is whatever we want to make it. Our instant decisions, every little action we take changes the quantum future that then unfolds in front of us. Now, fear for me originally was, for instance, was why I didn't show up online for a long time doing what I do and talking about my ability to see energy and how I can see how people's interaction with that energy changes their reality, was because I didn't want to be ridiculed. I didn't want to be said, oh, you're a charlatan, you can't see all these things. I didn't want people to just, oh, why, and you should do it for free if you have that ability and all that kind of thing. Because I thought, oh, you know, I had a fear about charging. I had a fear about showing up. I had imposter syndrome. I was like, oh, you know, why can I see these things? You know, I haven't done any deep meditation. I haven't, you know, perhaps I was dropped on my head as a baby and that's what opened it up, you know, nobody's told me, you know. So I thought, you know, it's almost like I was reticent about saying this is what I could do because of all those fears. And I realised, of course, that on everything I wanted was on the other side of that fear. So I had to step up and say, do you know what? I can create a business and I'm going to start by doing this program here. And then that works. And then I go, right, I'm going to now actually create a lesser program for other people who can't afford my high end. And you work through it like that. And each time you face fear, each time you face resistance, but you have to recognise that resistance is it's pushing you to go to the next level. So if you're feeling icky right now about turning up and selling stuff to people, because people will be going, oh yeah, you're really going to sell stuff right now when people are dying, when people are ill, and you're asking for money? Damn right you are. It's okay to ask for money. You just got to reposition your offer, because you are providing something that people need. You're not selling them stuff that they don't need. You're selling them stuff that they do need. And we need to keep the economies going. We need to keep money circulating. There's always more money. There's plenty of money out there, and we need to keep it going. So if you're feeling icky about selling when people, are suffering, you just reposition your offer. If you're holding back on something that the world needs, and you're keeping it close to yourself because of your fear about people sending you funny messages on Facebook going, oh God, no, forget them. Holding back like that because of your fear is almost selfish, because you're saying that your fear is more important to you than the people that you can serve. Now, right now, I know, I could just put my notes down, sorry, I've disappeared. Right now, I know that my work is incredibly important, because nature has pulled us up short, and she's gone, do you know what? You're becoming very parasitic on this world. Perhaps you need to look at how you're living. And that's my belief system. It might not be yours. Of course I don't want people to die and I don't want people to suffer. But in terms of the universe and evolution and species, a long time ago, the dinosaurs were wiped out. It wasn't an individual thing. It wasn't, oh, I don't like that T-Rex there. He's a bit of a what's it. It was, these things happen. And right now, we are spiritual beings walking a human path. That's my belief system. And we have the opportunity now to step into that and stop worrying about whether we've got the best sofa or how much our car is worth. It's possible to have all the good things and help people, but we've really got to look at how we're living, the impact we're having on the environment, the amount of plastic waste we're producing. How are we living? Is there any way to live for people to work themselves to death, to spend no time with their children? We're all living longer, but we're all on so many drugs to get us there. Is that so many people are self-medicating their pain with alcohol, with drugs, with food disorders, with excessive exercise even, but they're all self-medicating internal pain about who we are, because so many of us aren't living our soul's path, aren't living who we are, because we're afraid. We're afraid for people to see us who we are. We're afraid to step forward and go, do you know what? I'm actually really empathic and I can help people with this, or I'm clairvoyant, I can help people with this, or I'm a really good problem solver, but I'm stuck doing this. Now is the chance for you to actually really think about, who do you want to be coming out of this, and is fear stopping you doing it? Because when we think with fear, we emit a resonant frequency of fear that goes into these quantum fields, and that will be reflected back in the reality that we're creating. Now, right now, we are in a quantum electromagnetic soup of fear from the environment. Now, do you want to become a soggy crouton and drown in all that? Or do you want to rise to the top and go, do you know what? I'm not going to partake in this soggy soup. I can create my reality through my thoughts. And the more people who step up and go, I create a positive reality with my thoughts and my emotions, then we can en masse create a positive reality for everybody, where we can care for each other, where we don't have so many people in scarcity and poverty, where we can truly look after people, where we can create different education systems that support different children in their abilities. We're so wrapped up with academic achievement. What about music? What about art? What about literature? What about creative people? What about the makers in the world who love making things? We undervalue people's different talents. It's so geared towards production and capitalism. Now, we need an economy, don't get me wrong, but there are different ways of running things, and there are so many possibilities right now. And small and medium-sized enterprises can really step up now, and step up by serving people in their own unique way. You all have a story, you all have uniqueness, you all have gifts, you all have abilities. Right now, if your fear is holding you back from sharing that with the wider world, then you're doing the wider world a disservice, because your gifts can help so many people. So the three things: Think about who you want to be at the end of this. Shift your mindset out of fear and into one of innovation. What skill set? What do you need to learn to become that person at the end of it? And then really think about how fear is preventing you from serving those people. You know, it is hard to break through fear. I know I've done that because I was terrified of being online and saying, you know, I see energy everywhere. You know, I see people's auras, I see chakras, I see energy across the landscape, I see people's lives like movies played out in their auras, I can see their trauma, yay! You know, I was terrified about coming online about saying that, for people to go, oh, she's a witch, she's a fraud, you know, and all those kind of things. But stepping through that fear, there are so many people who then come up to you, my God, you're the person I've been looking for. Can you tell me why I'm ill living in this house? Can you tell me, you know, I've got this business, why doesn't it thrive? You know, and it's like, it's because you're not thriving. You know, have you spoken to the consciousness of your business? Because it has one. It has its own spirit or soul, if you like, same as your house does. And right now, tapping into those elemental consciousnesses that exist in nature, exist in the wider world around us, is really, I feel personally, is really, really key. Because this quantum conscious universe has literally sent us to our bedroom to think about what we've done. So I would take the opportunity to think about, who am I? You know, I'm not somebody's wife, I'm not somebody's daughter, I'm not a shop assistant, I'm not my fears, I'm not this little life plan that was mapped out largely by other people, by society. Who am I? And do not let fear hold you back from bringing that to the wider world. Because you will, once you step through fear, and your whole reality explodes. So many people sell themselves short. So don't let fear hold you back. If you want to join my group, Divine Feminine CEOs, I will put a link below the live. Thank you for everybody who's joined me. I hope you join me again, and I will be talking I talk a bit more in my group about not just spiritual stuff, but business stuff, nature consciousnesses, or communicating with trees, all sorts of things, because the whole entire universe is conscious. And this whole entire universe actually wants to work with us as spiritual beings. And when we start going up and going, hey, you know, I've been a bit of a prat, I've been largely disconnected, I have all these talents, I've not been using them. Normally they go, thank God, someone has admitted their shortcomings, and now we can work with you. So that's what it's all about. So I really hope you've enjoyed that. I've stood up now doing my lives because I didn't like sitting down. I feel like it blocked all my energy flow because I don't like sitting down. Not really a sit down sort of person. It doesn't suit me. So yeah, those are the three things. I hope that's been helpful. And I hope to see you in my group, Divine Feminine CEOs. And for those of you who want to take anything further with me, I run two programs really. There's one, my Sacred Feminine Living program, which is for my high-end clients, which is a complete deep dive into the energy of your business, yourself, your environment, to completely transform what you see and feel about reality, to change your reality. And my other one is a sort of a light version of that really, which is Abundance Energy Academy, and that's group coaching. And that really looks at how to tap into the energy of health and harvest in your home, because that's where you live. That's where you're connected to the ground that you live in. Doesn't matter if you live in a high-rise block of flats, that's immaterial. But you are rooted on planet Earth somewhere. And in that space, you have energy of the natural environment that you can tap into to create health and harvest. So health, wealth and abundance. We just need to know how to tap into it, and you need to know how to implement that knowledge correctly so that you can understand what's going on, make the most of that energy and change your reality to attract in health, wealth, abundance, prosperity. Travel opportunities, probably not on everyone's cards at the moment, but they will come back again. You know, you might want to speak on stage, you might want to do whatever, but tapping into this energy in the natural world all around you is crucial to unlocking your internal abilities. Right, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea because I've got a mouth like the Gobi Desert. Really thirsty. Don't think I drank enough water yesterday. And then I think I'm going to go and avail myself of the sunshine and create a little bit more course content actually. I've got some extra bits to add. So do like sharing what I've discovered with people. There's no point in knowledge being in my head and me not giving it out to other people if it's going to help them. That would be very, very selfish of me. Right, I will see you all soon then. Bye, Wendy. Oh, it's a great group. Oh, the comments have just started coming up. I've just seen people comments. Oh, thank you, Wendy. I'm glad you enjoy it in the group. It's getting. Yeah. I've not pushed it as much as I should do actually, and I've not been as engaged possibly as I could be. So I'm trying to change that now because the group is expanding rapidly in the last 3-4 weeks. So yeah, I will see you in there, and I'm doing a live tomorrow in my group about pivoting your business so that you can meet people's needs where they are now, because it's no good you trying to sell them stuff that isn't in their need scale now, because you'll just be pitching it all wrong. And it can be that you can pivot what you're already doing. It's just a question of rewording and refocusing it so that you can meet their needs now. Right, I will see you all soon. Take care then. Bye.